Welcome back to the Thursday evening Cowboy Fashion Report. This evening I've got on another heart-stopping pearl snap shirt, and those pearl snaps. This has a New Zealand domestic cherry base with some seasoned ebony accents and 13th century porcelain undertones. And it's another lovely addition to any spring pearl snap wardrobe. Well, I've been doing this stuff for 3 years. And I think I've missed maybe 2 days, 2 Thursdays in 3 years. That's a lot of bullshit. And I figured I'm either going to have to start doing some more exciting stuff like I used to, or tell some of these stories twice on accident. And this might be one of them times, but I'm going to do it anyway. I worked out there at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I've told you in previous stories, and for a couple of months before I went to the RO Wagon back in '92, and worked for Pete and Ton Mangum. Good fellers. Good fellers. And a lot of stories from out there. Had a lot of fun. But every once in a while they'd call us, the Rangers would call us to do a rescue ride after work down there. And 2 or 3 of us take a mule or 2 extra down there and pick somebody up. And on one of these, I figured out, here thinking about it today, that I'm probably in a very, very small group of individuals that have ever been bucked off on the Kaibab Trail of the Grand Canyon. And that happened on one of these rescues one time. But the first thing I want to tell you about the first rescue I went on. We'd load some beer up, 2 or 3 of us go down there, and there was a Fritz gal that had tried to walk across from the south rim on the Kaibab Trail, which is about 22 miles. And I guess she had opened up a brand new pair of hiking boots, took them out of the box, put them on, and went to walk the Grand Canyon. Now, any of you's ever been to the Grand Canyon, there's not much ground like this. Most of us either like this or like this. And she made it down just fine, crossed the river and got over on the North Kaibab, and I guess blowed ankles out, couldn't hardly walk. So we get down there to her, and it's on down there a ways. And boy, they put her right behind me on the mule I'm leading, and we're sipping beer, and she don't speak much English. I tried to put Y's on the end of it like you do Panhandle Spanish, but we tried to communicate a little. But she was as breathtaking as a Wyoming sunrise. I mean, a very, very pretty girl. But I never thought about this before. She's the first woman, and at that time I was 22. She's the first woman I'd ever seen with underarm hair and leg hair, which I guess nothing bad about that. It was just an oddity to me, and it stuck in my mind. And I was having trouble fighting my head because, like I said, she was flat, slick, gorgeous. But I couldn't quit staring at these large bushes of hair underarm because she just had on a little tank top and booty shorts, you know, how they dress. And anyway, maybe some of y'all have seen good-looking women in full bush without a hint of any razor activity, but that was the first one I saw. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, back to my buck-off deal. We'd started down on this other rescue, and they called us on the radio and said the helicopter went ahead and picked this person up. So we turned around, and we was only down there about, I don't know, a few hundred yards, and I was riding Old Junior, and Old Junior's a big mule, and it was his first year there. The first year or two that those mules get there, the wranglers ride them to make sure they're safe enough to put dudes on. And Old Junior was a good mule, but it was his first year at the Grand Canyon. He's a big mule. He's every bit 16 hands, maybe taller. And you know, his ears, my God, his ears was that damn long. He's a big old mule. Well, we was easing back up near the top, and near the top, the trail gets to where there's solid ground on both sides instead of a drop-off when you get about 100 yards near the top. And I had some big old taps on, big old leather taps on my saddle, and we'd run out of beer, and I'd pull my rope down. I was playing my rope like I do, and one of them pine trees there's a dead limb sticking out, you know, and I just hula-handed that sucker up there, and it got tight, and I took a wrap and popped it off, and I don't know, it was a couple of feet long, about that big around. When Old Junior, he was just plopping along there like this on that trail, and I was rolling that rope up, drug it up right up behind him. He never flinched. Drug it up there, and that limb caught my tap and scratched up the side of it a little bit. And old Junior stopped in mid-ear flop. And this is what he did exactly. Real slow, he turns and looks at that stick, turns back around like this, and I'm just watching him. And the next thing I know, I'm laying on my back with my reins still in my hand, looking up at Junior right here. He bucked me off that fast, and I still don't know what he did. But I was laughing before I hit the ground. Y'all keep snapping. I'll see you next week.